Good evening. I'm Bradford Becker. Welcome to Red Barn Radio. We are now in our 24th season of broadcasting. Tonight we present to you Roots Music Southern Style, episode number 924. Our guest this evening, Will Jones, didn't so much learn three chords as he inherited them. He was raised in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. He channels hard-edged traditional country with the raw heartbeat of Appalachian bluegrass. With a sound shaped by those deep-rooted traditions, Will's crafting his own identity, where outlaw grit meets Appalachian soul. He says, "I knew three chords and the truth before I even knew my ABCs," summing up his earliest years in music when he was already on stage with a guitar in hand, immersed in the mountain spirit that shaped generations before him. Will's got a great story, and I'm looking forward to our evening together. Welcome, Will Jones, to Red Barn Radio.
When it rains, I'm back in a live oak collar, steam rolling off that hot rock road, running for cover with the preacher's daughter, spilling fire water on her Sunday clothes. I can taste it on my tongue, smell the dirt and fresh cut hay. Sweet Virginia, here I come, I miss you so most every day. My mind homeward bound on that Appalachian wind. I can feel it blowing in. When it rains, I'm back in a live oak collar, steam rolling off that hot rock road, running for cover with the preacher's daughter, spilling fire water on her Sunday clothes. I can taste it on my tongue, smell the dirt. Sweet Virginia, here I come, I miss you so most every day, but mostly when it rains. Here it goes to waste, washes down the drains. It don't make nothing grow. Well, I wish I was home, 'cause when it rains, I'm back in a live oak collar, steam rolling off that hot rock road, running for cover with the preacher's daughter, spilling fire water on her Sunday clothes. I can taste it on my tongue, smell the dirt and fresh cut hay. Sweet Virginia, here I come, I miss you so most every day, but mostly when it rains, I'm back in a live oak collar, steam rolling off. Yeah, mostly when it rains, daughter spilling fire water on her Sunday clothes. I can taste it on my tongue.
you.
Good evening and welcome to Red Barn Radio. Wherever in the world you're listening, welcome to Roots Music Southern Style. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn Radio's official radio partner, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.org. Red Barn Radio is supported by Visit Lex, Lexington, Kentucky's Convention and Visitors Bureau. More information on what Lexington has to offer is at visitlex.com. Lex Arts, Lexington, Kentucky's premier cultural development, advocacy, and fundraising organization, working for the development of a strong and vibrant arts community as a means of enhancing the quality of life in Central Kentucky. Follow Red Barn Radio on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Here's the host of Red Barn Radio to tell us more about tonight's performance.
Born into his family band, the Cana Ramblers, Will Jones learned early what it meant to perform. By age 6, he was singing lead, picking the guitar, and commanding the crowd as the band's natural MC. I was always the one talking to the crowd, he recalls, knowing how to entertain and hold a stage. That's what I'm still doing now. Nothing's really changed. When his sisters left the family band to pursue other paths, Will faced a crossroads. I knew I was meant to play music, he said, but I wanted to take it to a bigger stage and wider audience, and my family backed that dream all the way. And fueled by that drive, he stepped out on his own at age 17. Whether opening or headlining, Will Jones has built a reputation as a guy who can sing, who can play, and who is emotionally resonant as a writer. You are here to see it all unfold. With Will tonight are R.J. Thornton on drums, Aaron Venziano on bass, Ben Curran on guitar, and Sam Fields on pedal steel. Welcome back, Will Jones, to the Red Barn stage.
Yeah, thank you so much. So good to be here. We're going to take you back and do you a song that I released probably a little over a year ago. It's a song called Whiskey Sippy. I hope you like it.
Deep down in the bayou, take a wrong turn off the road. End up where the earth is cursed by the tears of the Seminole. And hear the devil's music playing from a juke joint upon poles. Better watch what you wish for, son, 'cause they won't let you go. Now I'm stuck in a whiskey sippy, where the delta has no dawn. Whiskey sippy's where love left me, praying it comes back and takes me home. River pirates playing poker, gambling over golden teeth, smoking contraband Cubano, sipping local kerosene. I'll be singing for salvation till my strings are red with blood, but I bet Jesus comes back through the smoke before she ever does. Now I'm stuck in a whiskey sippy, where the delta has no dawn. Whiskey sippy's where love left me, praying it comes back and takes me home. Please take me home. Whiskey sippy. Now I'm stuck in a whiskey sippy, where the delta has no dawn. Whiskey sippy's where love left me, praying it comes back and takes me home. Whiskey sippy's where love left me, praying it comes back and takes me home.
Thank y'all so much. Well, let's mix it up just a little bit and we'll take you over to the country side of things and do you a good old-fashioned shuffle song. This is a brand new song that we just wrote not too long ago. It's called One Foot in the Bar.
That I used to be, 'cause in the middle of my good timing, oh, I found me a denim diamond, a woman who understands a man like me. Well, she knows now and then that my wild west side might come out after dark. It's how I was born, how I've been, how it's been ever since my ever-loving honky-tonk start. She's got my eyes on her, got my arms round her, got my whole world in my whole heart. But she knows I'll always have one foot in the bar. Right here's where I met her, when I kept my whistle wetter. My edges, they're all smoothed out better now. She gives me slack in the line, oh, to maintain my part-time tarnished reputation in this town. Well, she knows now and then that my wildest side might come out after dark. It's how I was born, how I've been, how it's been ever since my ever-loving honky-tonk start. She's got my eyes on her, got my arms round her, got my whole world in my whole heart. But she knows I'll always have one foot in the bar. Oh, just one. Well, she knows now and then that my wild west side might go to howling after dark. It's how I was born, how I've been, how it's been ever since my ever-loving honky-tonk start. She's got my eyes on her, got my arms round her, got my whole world in my whole heart. But she knows I'll always have one foot in the bar. Yes, she knows that I'll always have just one foot in the bar. Oh, just one.
Thank y'all so much. Well, it's a real pleasure to be here at Red Barn Radio. This is a program that I've looked up to for many, many years. And from when I was playing a bunch of bluegrass and jamgrass and all kinds of stuff, traveling up through West Virginia and East Kentucky. And it's an honor to be here singing y'all some songs, and some songs that we've been releasing and some songs that we haven't even recorded yet, because we're writing them all the time, so we might as well go sing them. And this next song is a song called Ride With Me, and I wrote this with two of my songwriting heroes, Tony Martin and Mark Nessler. And we spend a lot of time out on the road traveling, and I've got a wife and two babies at home, and that's the hardest part, is when you're out on the road, is being away from your family. And finding those, those people who stick with you along the way when you're gone all the time, and that would be my wife, who I love. She's a rock star. So we wrote this song. It's a song called Ride With Me that I released just a little while back, but it talks about that very thing. So we'll try it for you here.
I can already tell your smile will travel well down the road free and easy. I see that Tennessee sunrise coming up in your blue eyes, driving across that Mississippi. I can ride with you wherever, if you're thinking you might ever wanna be somebody's modern day Bobby McGee. Dive bars and rodeos, chasing the radio. I can always ride with you, but can you ride with me? Another 90 minutes set on from one town to the next. Yeah, that's one tough act to follow. For an angel in the wings, waiting patiently for me, and do it all again tomorrow. I can ride with you wherever, if you're thinking you might ever wanna be somebody's modern day Bobby McGee. Dive bars and rodeos, chasing the radio. I can always ride with you, but can you ride with me? I can ride with you wherever, if you're thinking you might ever wanna be somebody's modern day Bobby McGee. Dive bars and rodeos, chasing the radio. I can always ride with you, but can you ride with me? I can ride with you, but can you ride with me?
Thank you so much. Well, as I talk about my family and I talk about where I'm from, so much of what you write about as a songwriter is where you come from, you know. And I was raised up in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. They're right on the state line of North Carolina, Carroll County, Virginia. Because when you get out in the country, you start referring to counties versus communities and towns. But I was raised up in Cana, which is a little farm community there in Carroll County. And there's a place up in the side of the Fancy Gap Mountain there called Devil's Den. And I always thought that would be such a cool title for a song. And I always wanted to write it as a song that was full of all this outlaw moonshine and gunsling and bluegrass violence and all the things, you know. I thought that'd be really cool, call it Devil's Den. And we got together and ended up writing a great big love song about it instead. About loving your significant other till the end of the world. But it's a little taste of my upbringing right here. It's a song called Devil's Den. I hope you like it.
Take your time, take your heart, lay your beast and your burdens on my chest, in my arms, while the world around is burning. I will sink with the ship, I will go down in love if it goes down in flames. I will walk with you through the fire on the mountain. My old true love, I will not leave you again. I'll shelter you when the sky comes falling down and the trumpets start sounding. I'll dance you to the end, out of the mouth of the devil's den. Take my hand, take my breath, baby, all I am is hanging on the hem of your dress, waiting on salvation. Let me live on your lips, let us lay down in love till the end of our days. I will walk with you through the fire on the mountain. My old true love, I will not leave you again. I'll shelter you when the sky comes falling down and the trumpets start sounding. I'll dance you to the end, out of the mouth of the devil's den. I will sink with the ship, I will go down in love if it goes down in flames. I will walk with you through the fire on the mountain. My old true love, I will not leave you again. I'll shelter you when the sky comes falling down and the trumpets start to sing. I will walk with you through the fire on the mountain. My old true love, I will not leave you again. I'll shelter you when the sky comes falling down and the trumpets start sounding. I'll dance you to the end, right out of the mouth of the devil's den. Out of the devil's den.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you so
Hey, if you're
much.
just joining us on Red Barn Radio, our guest this evening is Will Jones. Will comes to us from Nashville, really, now. He's from, did you say Carroll County?
Carroll County.
Okay, Carroll County, Virginia.
Yeah.
Well, let's, why don't we just start, Will, by going back to Carroll County.
Yeah, I'd love to.
And, yeah, I'd love to hear you talk a little bit about sort of how your family settled there.
Yeah, we've the Jones side of my family's been there a long time, and if you've ever been to Cana, the little community I'm from there in Carroll, right at the foot of the mountain, it's a lot of produce. It's a produce community. There's a lot of fruit stands, produce stands, and it's really one of the most beautiful small town Americas, you know, that you can witness. So I had what I would consider to be one of the greatest childhoods, you know, that you could ever have. I come from a rather large family. I have 4 sisters. I'm the only boy. I'm a
4.
triplet with 2 of those, so there's a little Will Jones fun fact for you. So I got 2 triplet sisters and 2 older sisters, and mom and dad. And my dad played, you know, he was a hobbyist guitar player and bluegrass player, and you know, he was always listening to Doc Watson and Tony Rice and all these cats, you know, around the house. And so bluegrass music, you know, there, just like here in Lexington, obviously, is just such a huge part of the culture and the local culture. So for me, I started picking that up when I was about 6 years old from my dad, and I showed interest in wanting to play guitar and sing just because he would sit around the house and sing. And I said, man, that looks fun, you know. And he had bought me this cassette tape player, which is kind of funny now, but back then there was these cassette tape players that had little microphones on the side, and you could, you know, you could like talk into them and all this stuff. And I didn't have a tape to play in it, but my mom, who's the coolest mom ever, she went in there and she stole one of my dad's cassette tapes, and it was a J.D. Crowe cassette tape, which is obviously here in Lexington,
Yeah, yeah.
And so I stuck that in there, and I learned one of the songs off of it, and I woke my dad up one night, started singing this bluegrass gospel song, Crying Holy, and he was like, hold on just a minute, and he went and got his guitar, and it was kind of off from there, so yeah, I mean, from there, we were just playing bluegrass music. I was traveling with my dad, and my older sisters got into starting to play, and next thing you know, we had a family bluegrass band, and we were traveling all over and playing bluegrass festivals and fiddlers conventions. And
Did you play sort of from the bluegrass canon, or did you guys do some of your own material too?
yeah, both. My dad was also a songwriter and stuff then, and so we would go in and we recorded like 3 different projects, and we cut standards, as I guess you would call them, bluegrass standards, and we also cut some original stuff too. And it was really fun. I mean, we were doing like bluegrass versions of like Luxury Liner by Amy Lou, or just some really cool stuff. And I was so fortunate to have my parents just introduce me to great music at such a young age, and such a diverse batch of music too. So
All the Cana Ramblers singing?
what's that?
Was everybody singing?
Yeah, everybody was singing. My sister Laura Lee, who's just phenomenal. In fact, Laura Lee Jones, she just released a bluegrass record. She's incredible, great songwriter and singer too. So me and her did the singing. My dad sang, my oldest sister sang. So we were all about 3-part harmonies and all of that,
Pretty.
all of that stuff. So it was a great childhood, growing up, sitting on my grandpa's produce business on the front steps with a Pepsi machine, and loafing with the old timers. I mean, it was just right out of a book, for me. And
Yeah, it
so I
sounds-
think about those times quite a bit.
Sounds dreamy.
It is, man. I
Yeah,
still dream about it.
Really is pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm really interested. Your parents sound great, and I'm interested to hear you talk a little bit more about your dad, who had
Yeah.
such a big impact on you. So
course.
you called him a hobbyist guitar
Well, he was
player.
a hobbyist, but he still had a regional bluegrass band that traveled around, the Bluegrass Tradition Band. And so when I was, 7 or 8 years old, he had taught me enough guitar that I was traveling with them playing guitar and singing some stuff. I would do like Rocky Road Blues by Bill Monroe and some things like that. And he, he really introduced me to not just great, how to learn how to play guitar, but the mechanics of guitar playing. And he had studied from, all the, Tony Rice and all these brilliant minds in bluegrass music, Doc Watson. But he was also introducing me to like Little Feat, and like Lowell George and all this different stuff, and it was just really cool. So Dad inspired all of that, not just as a songwriter but guitar player, how to converse with a crowd on stage and how to talk to people from a microphone. You don't really think about that part, but you do it all the time. And when you're really young, he had me doing that from a very young age. And so it just kind of teaches you how to entertain and how to be on stage and how to perform. And when you've been doing it that long, like I have, it just becomes it's just who you are. And I love that. Music is really just who I am. So I can't really remember not having music in my life. And
Yeah.
I don't plan to start anytime soon. Yeah.
So your guitar playing, when, how long after the little red cassette player
Yeah.
were you starting to actually sort of internalize some of that training that you were getting, some of what you were learning from your dad, from some of those great players like Rice and Doc
Sure.
Watson? How soon after that? I mean, you're really
Fairly
great
soon.
player.
Yeah, fairly soon. I was 6, 7 years old, and the only small guitar you could really get back then was an Ovation, and it was specifically an Applause, is what they called it, and it was a tiny guitar.
Uh-huh.
And so, he had me. I was learning right hand techniques and all this stuff, and then I graduated to a Baby Taylor guitar because it was shaped like a dreadnought. I thought that was the coolest guitar ever because I was like 8 years old, and so within a year or so, I was doing that, and then in bluegrass, there's always local jam sessions and things like that going on. So on Saturday mornings, if we weren't playing a show somewhere, we would go down to the downtown cinema in Mount Airy, North Carolina, where WPAQ hosted the merry-go-round every Saturday morning with my friend Clyde Johnson back then, and we would play that. So that kind of was the first time I got my experience on stage and playing in front of people, and the training ground from just bluegrass alone, from the old timers, is kind of the best. It's the best training you could ever get because they're going to tell you when you're wrong, but they're also so inviting, and you're learning by ear, but they're willing to show you stuff. So I was just soaking it up as quick as I could back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So through all this, you're as a young person, you're out sort of traveling, playing music,
Yep.
Even in your elementary and middle school years.
Absolutely, yeah.
And where was school in all of this?
Yeah, so I went to public school there at Carroll County, and I was typical, playing sports and stuff during the week, and I loved that, basketball and baseball and everything. And so during the week I was doing that, and then on the weekends it was like two different worlds for me, because I was such a music nerd, and I was so into bluegrass music and everything I was doing then that during the week I was doing that, and then on the weekends I'd be taking off with my family, and we would be going off to play a festival somewhere or performing somewhere, and that was like the other world that I had. My friends growing up kind of knew that on the weekends I was probably off playing music.
And off playing music that they didn't probably know a lot about.
That's right. Yeah,
right?
It really was it was very disconnected, because even growing up there, bluegrass music definitely wasn't the cool music to play, or listen to when you're in middle school and high school.
Yeah, sure.
But I didn't care, because I was so into, J.D. Crowe and Tony Rice and Ricky Skaggs and Keith Will. I couldn't get enough of all that stuff, and also listening to James Taylor and all these people, and I was just being a music nerd, man. I just couldn't get enough. And so, yeah, it was probably the most important thing to me then. And I loved my life in public school and all my friends and sports and all that stuff. But music was special, man.
Did you ever entertain going to college?
I did. I actually went to college.
What'd you do?
I went to Virginia Tech.
Okay.
And I got accepted to Virginia Tech, and thought, wow, I better try to take advantage of this while I can. And so I went to Virginia Tech and studied history and political science. And when I was over there, I was still playing music in college, and got kind of impatient on that. Graduated early from Tech, and of course loved my time there, but was really kind of ready to get back out and get on the road, and start going off and playing music, which is exactly what I did as soon as I graduated.
So you did not, at any point in time, did you imagine that you were going to be using your college degree to teach?
Probably not, I mean, I thought I would have it if I needed it,
Yeah.
And was thankful for the education and all that. But I think in my mind I was so dead set on music, because it was just who I was, that as soon as I graduated, I immediately started putting together a country band and trying to go play clubs and get my feet wet out on the road.
Based down there in Blacksburg, or did you at that point in time?
I moved back towards home there, back to home. As soon as I did that, put my band together, got a job selling cars. Truth. And so I was selling cars during the week, or pretending to anyway, and then would head out on the weekends and play music, and then ended up moving to Nashville and doing that. Which even when I moved to Nashville, I took a job with a roofing company, and it was just kind of whatever you had to do to be in town to get that whole thing started. But
Yeah, well, it sounds like you did it the smart way.
yeah, it's kind of you just stumble forward and keep stumbling and falling forward until you land where you're supposed to be. You kind of never really know what the right moves are, the right steps. You just go with your gut and what you love. And for me, it was music. It was playing live music, and yeah, can't imagine not doing it.
So what was that break point for you when you said, okay, I think I can take a break from roofing, because the demands on my life, if I'm going to move forward in music, required that I, spend time working on music, not working on roofs?
Yeah, I had made some friends when I first moved to Nashville, some songwriters like Monty Holmes and some of these guys who had written, some pretty big songs, like Troubadour for George Strait and some other really cool stuff. And they kind of took me under their wing and made me start writing a lot of music and learning the art of songwriting. We're still learning it, and we'll never quit learning it, how to write songs and get better at writing songs. And during that time, I was writing in town as much as I could, and I ended up being offered a publishing deal in Nashville, which was to get paid to write music and pitch your songs and all this stuff. And I was doing the artist thing too, and So at that point in time, I thought, well, okay, this was, kind of right coming out of COVID times, and I got offered a publishing deal, and so that gave me the opportunity to not do the roofing gig and focus on songwriting every day, which was probably the greatest day of my life, to get off of 30-foot roofs and start being able to, get paid to write music.
Yeah.
every
How old
day.
were you then?
I was like 27,
Okay.
28.
Okay.
Yeah, when I moved to town. And I spent years, playing clubs and dance halls and honky-tonks and breaking down in old conversion vans and playing for no money. And I did that for years, and until finally I thought, I'm really getting kind of tired of singing everybody else's songs every night. I really want to start writing songs. And I had written a handful of songs, and then I thought, well, I want to move to Nashville because, the best songwriters in the world live in Nashville, and I just want to go out there and really get immersed in the songwriting community. So that's what I did. I packed up my truck within a week. I made the decision. I threw some clothes in there, my guitar, and I drove to Nashville and bunked up with a buddy of mine from back home in town and started playing as much as I could and writing songs with
Wow.
whoever wanted to write.
Way to go, man! That's
Yeah.
great. Well, let's come back to that when we talk again a little bit
Yeah.
later in the program. What are you gonna play for us now?
I thought I'd play another brand new song for you as we're talking about my, where I grew up and back home. I was writing with a buddy of mine, Adam, and I started playing this guitar lick, and this is kind of how sometimes songs will come about, to you. They come to you all kinds of ways, but I started playing this.
That's pretty.
And I was playing that, and I said, that just sounds like home to me, and it did. It just sounded like home. And he said, I'm going to go get a cup of coffee, and then I'm going to come back, and we're going to write that song. Sounds like home to me.
Pretty.
So, hope you
All right.
enjoy it.
We will.
Mockingbird sitting on a telephone wire. Man, that sucker can sing. Crush or run gravel underneath these tires. Sounds like home to me. Boot heels walking on a hardwood floor, chasing after little bare feet. Running in and out of an old screen door. Sounds like home to me. It's a down home sweet song, music to my ears. And every second that I'm gone, it's all I wanna hear. True as a river, soft as the whispering pines through an evening breeze. It sounds like home to me. Fatback popping in Granny's old pan, dishes in a porcelain sink, lid on a pilot knob coffee can. It sounds like home to me. It's a down home sweet song, music to my ears. And every second that I'm gone, it's all I wanna hear. True as a river, soft as the whispering pines through an evening breeze. It sounds like home to me. It's a down home sweet song, music to my ears. And every second that I'm gone, it's all I wanna hear. Hearing, hey honey, won't you come on to bed? Turn off that old TV. Meet down the hall, fast as all get. Sounds like home to me. It's a down home sweet song music to my ears. And every second that I'm gone, it's all I wanna hear. Yeah, true as a river, soft as the whispering pines through an evening breeze. It sounds like home to me. Lying here, listen to the frogs and the crickets and the sound of you falling asleep. It sounds like home to me. It sounds like home to me.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, we was talking about growing up playing a bunch of bluegrass music and stuff, you know, and it's still really who I am. So sometimes I like to do a little bluegrass stuff in my set. I thought I might do one for everybody here, if that's all right. Yeah. This is a taste of my upbringing right here, but by way of Jimmy Martin and by way of Tony Rice.
Well, I was born way on down in the Southland. 20-some odd years ago. And I ran away for the first time when I was only 4 years old. I'm a freeborn man. Hey, my home is on my back. Well, I know every inch of the highway, every foot of back road, and every mile of railroad track. Well, I got this Martin guitar. Well, I carry an old tote sack. I've hawked it about 200 times, but I always get it back. I'm a freeborn man, and my home is on my back. Well, I know every inch of the highway, every foot of back road, and every mile of railroad track. Got a gal in Cincinnati, got a woman in San Antonio. Well, you always love the girl next door, but any place is home. I'm a freeborn man, and my home is on my back. Well, I know every inch of the highway, every foot of back road, and every mile of railroad track. One more time. Well, you may not like my appearance, and he may not like this here song. Well, you may not like the way I walk, but you'll like the way I'm gone. I'm a freeborn man, and my home is on my back. Well, I know every inch of the highway, every foot of the back roads, and every mile of railroad track.
Thank you. Thank you. But as we go along, we're kind of getting to know who I am, you know, and talk about bluegrass music and songwriting and where I was raised and what I like, what I grew up on. But I thought I might go out on a limb here and do one that I'm not sure if I know or not, but we're going to try it anyway, because as a songwriter, I wrote it with a really good buddy of mine, Kendall Marvel, and Jake Owen just put this on his last record, and he went out to L.A. and cut a really cool concept record, kind of a Don Williams record that I just love, and I was lucky enough to have this song included on that, so I thought I might give you a little taste of that, if that's okay. Fresh hot coffee ain't hot alone. I guess I can't remember it, can I? Let's try it again. Fresh hot coffee ain't hot alone. Full tank of diesel and then it's gone. A new old motel, fresh made bed. 8 hours later and it's a mess. Everything in this life's temporary. Well, there ain't nothing ours to lose. But when it comes down to this old boy's heart, I promise I'll be a long time loving you. This old guitar, brand new strings, good for one show, then lose their ring. Until I'm called on by the man upstairs, this sweet feeling ain't going anywhere. Well, everything in this life's temporary. Well, there ain't nothing ours to lose. But when it comes down to this old boy's heart, I promise I'll be a long time loving you. This world keeps turning. Well, these old embers, they'll be burning for you. Everything in this life's just temporary. Well, there ain't nothing ours to lose. But when it comes down to this old boy's heart, I promise I'll be a long time loving you. I'll be a long time loving you.
Pretty.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hey, we're going to get back to some more music with Will Jones in just a short moment. But before that, I'd like to take a moment to remind listeners that Red Barn live streams, both tonight's and on any given Wednesday, remain available online for you to view and listen to at your convenience, along with our live audio streams, compliments of WGAD.net in central New York. And I also want to tell you this, the Red Barn Radio merch store is open. It's been open for a while, but I'm going to keep coming back with it. Show your support for this program by getting some RBR swag. We've got mugs, we've got 3-panel fleece hoodies, we've got I don't know, all that stuff. T-shirts, cozy. Do we call those koozies or cozies? The koozie? They go around the can, yeah. Oh, well. All right. You can find a direct link on the we've got those. You can find a direct link on the Red Barn Radio main page, our Facebook page, and on our weekly newsletter. Click the link for a fun way to support the show with Red Barn Radio swag, and be sure to share with friends, huh? You know, every Wednesday we bring you something special to Red Barn Radio. I'm particularly excited about next week's program with a rap hip-hop group I've come to know over the past year or so. This gentleman's artist is named Ian Gabriel, and he performs under the name Mirage. Ian's music blends pop, jazz, soul, and hip-hop, known for his magnetic live performances, and I do mean magnetic. Mirage creates music that reflects the complexity of his life and upbringing. His sophomore album, ODD, is his most personal work to date, an introspective project that explores how his childhood, identity, and upbringing shaped the way he sees the world. Ian's going to be on the program with his talented band, who were gracious enough to invite me over to their rehearsal 3 weeks ago. I had such a good time, learned so much. I'm really looking forward to more time with Ian and the opportunity to venture into some musical territory I've just simply not explored very much. I love this job for that reason. Come and enjoy it with us, won't you? That's next week, an evening of music and conversation with Mirage, Ian Gabriel. And now let's get back to Will Jones. He's got the band back up on the stage.
Yeah.
All right.
Welcome back, fellas.
All right. Great to have you back.
Thank y'all so much. That's another brand new song right there that is, it's so new that it hasn't even been recorded yet. I think a lot of times you're writing these songs, you get so excited about them, you don't even wait to record them, you just start playing them, you know. I want to take you back to a song that I put out probably a year ago, and I'm going to tune this guitar really quick because it does sound better that way. Although my dad used to say that if you were out of tune, it just sounded like there was more of you up there. So you could have a pretty big band on stage with you if you really tried hard enough. But this is a song called Hungover Broken Heart.
Barstool, sad songs and whiskey, wall-to-wall neon lights. So Mr. Bartender, won't you hit me? 'Cause I'm gonna be here till last call tonight. And they say this kind of living might kill me if one of is going too far. But what's a man supposed to do with a beat up and bruised, hungover, broken heart? Well, the first one might go down real easy, and everyone after numbs the pain of watching her pack up and leave me. So I let it run straight through my veins. And they say this kind of living might kill me if one day I take it too far. But what's a man supposed to do with a beat up and bruised, hungover, broken heart? Oh, hey, hey. And they say this kind of living just might kill me if one day I take it too far. But tell me, what's a man supposed to do with a beat up and bruised, hungover, broken heart? Yeah, a little hair of the dog runs her memory off for this hungover, broken heart.
Thank you so much. Well, speaking of brand new songs, we're going to do you another one of those right here. It's a song called Wrong Ones Are. Hope you like it.
don't sound like fun to me. All I need, all the wrong women, all the wrong birds, all the wrong wishing under all the wrong stars, all the wrong decisions where I took it too far. The one thing I get right is I know where all the wrong ones are. Yeah. Oh, I know where all the wrong ones are. Yeah, I've been there now.
All right. Nice.
Oh, thank y'all so much.
So, Will, we were talking earlier on about sort of your bluegrass roots and
Sure.
and what you learned there. I wonder if you could talk some about some of the things that you learned as a young person growing up in a bluegrass world that you have found sort of transferable to what you do now, or even
Yeah.
if you were doing I don't know, jazz or some other thing.
Yeah, man.
What is it that you learned there?
That's a great question. With bluegrass music, you're not plugged in. You're just playing acoustic instruments. You're playing old Martin guitars and family heirlooms, that's been handed down. And there's nothing to hide behind when you're playing bluegrass music. Usually you have a Shure 57 and a Shure 58, and you're working a microphone. And it's literally up to the physical power and ability to pull the tone from the instrument to get it heard, And so the musicianship and the details of knowing how to be dynamic, knowing how to work a microphone, knowing how to be a heads-up player, so to be watching everybody else in the band, especially with those old cats, like Jimmy Martin and those guys. I mean, you had to be kind of head on a swivel, Bill Monroe, because they might send you a solo just out of nowhere. And if you're not ready, then, you're going to be left standing there looking silly. So I think the training ground of that, the training ground of understanding really good musical timing. I remember there was a story, and I can't remember who it was now. It might have been the Stanley Brothers or somebody talked about how they would practice by starting. They would start together in the front yard playing a fiddle tune together, and they would walk opposite directions around the house. And they would see if they were still at the same point in time in that song when they got around to the back side of the house to know if their timing was right. And you hear stories about Earl Scruggs just working on his right hand to make sure the timing and everything was right. So all that stuff, just creates what I think is some of the best musical training you can get. So when you go from that, for me, even just the physical nature of playing medium gauge strings on an old Martin guitar with high action and competing with banjos and stuff. When I went from that to playing Telecaster guitar, for example, now I was like, wow, it's like you've lifted weights for years and years and years. And when you go to do that, you're like, oh, this plays so easy, it plays good. And so you understand all that, harmonies. So I think all of that transfers into what I do now and what we do, playing country music and playing with a big plugged in live band. It all makes a lot of sense, which, I think it also, when you see how many bluegrassers have, began country music careers, like Vince Gill to Marty Stewart, Keith Whitley, a long list of them, it makes sense. It's like transferring that even all the way back to when mountain music and fiddle music first started meeting the Mississippi River, and the diversity of bluegrass music and country music and Memphis blues meeting mountain music, and then you had this whole new thing, and it's just that's a time, tale as old as time, I think, all the way back to the Porter Wagner days, to to the Carter family there. We used to go up and play the Carter family fold in Hilton's, Virginia. If anyone's never been there, go there. It's an incredible piece of history, and we were playing there. In fact, a quick story: we were playing there the night Johnny Cash showed up and played his last show, and I was with my dad's band. I talked about bluegrass tradition, and back then Jeanette Carter was running the place, and so she came backstage and she said, "Hey, she said I'm gonna have to I'm going to have to ask y'all to hold the show for a few minutes. That John's going to show up and wants to sing a few. And little kid Will, who was 11, I didn't know who she was talking about when she said John. And I looked out back, and they got Johnny Cash out. And June had just passed away, and Johnny Cash had kind of, made it known that he had kind of come home to die there, and he considered that home to him. So, that transition is a tale as old as time, and it makes a lot of sense. But I definitely might get some looks with a bunch of electric guitars and stuff if I go hang around a bluegrass, crowd. But that's always who I will be. Is that hard as a bluegrasser, playing country music. Yeah.
Thanks. That's all of that. I'm just soaking it up.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, man.
I wonder if you might give us a little bit of a clinic on how a writer, somebody who wants to get all that she can out of Nashville.
Yeah.
Wants to write, and wants to develop themselves in that way. So, can you talk a little bit about that process and how you landed? Like, for instance, when we left off, you were talking about having developed partnering with somebody as a publisher.
That's right. Yeah. I guess I would start off by saying, I remember Merle Haggard saying one time that you just have to write a lot, and it's like it's a muscle that you work, is writing songs, and you think about Dolly Parton, and you think about Merle Haggard, and you think about these people who've written thousands of songs, and you might only know 50 of them.
Right.
So I would say first and foremost is to look up songwriters and study what songs they've written and the pieces of that, and then start making yourself write songs, no matter how bad they are. I've got some horrible songs, and I'm writing songs every day, and it doesn't matter, because I know that, like, you just have to write songs.
So what point was it where you said at some point you realized that you just didn't want to go on playing everybody else's songs, that you wanted to play your own? How old were you at that point?
I was in my early 20s. I was right out of college,
Okay.
21 or so.
Yeah, so that's right.
And it was really came with, it came with several years that I would never take back under any circumstances, and that was years of me grinding out on the road, playing clubs for no money, we would play 3 one-hour sets a night in different clubs, and we were playing nothing but cover songs every night. The club owner wanted you to play cover music because that's what sold beer, that's what made him money. And we did that, and you do that long enough, if you're an artist, you'll start saying to yourself, man, I want something that represents me. Who am I? I want to sing my songs. I want to tell my story. I want to go out and sing songs that I've been writing for people instead of singing other people's songs.
So how does that work when you're collaborating? Because that's always the mystery for us here. We hear a lot of folks talk about, I collaborated on the song, I wrote this song with a buddy of mine, I wrote this song with a group. How does that process, can you demystify that for us a little bit?
That process comes with relationships with these people that we talk about. These are really dear friends of ours, people that we know really well and that we've written a lot of songs with. And so we understand how each other thinks. And a lot of times it might start with an idea. It might start with a hook, with an idea. And then you might say, I've got this idea. I don't know what it is. It feels like it could be, this really, tear-jerking love song, or it could be this up-tempo rowdy song, and then you might start playing some melodies around that, and somebody might say, man, I've kind of got this guitar thing, like lick thing that feels like it could be a hook, and you say, man, I think I've got this idea that I've been looking for the right fit, and that hook might go with it, and next thing you know, you're writing this song together. And it's kind of funny because it's like it's a very vulnerable thing to do with someone, is to write a song with them. And we spend a lot of time still writing songs by ourselves. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
And but sometimes people like Chris Stapleton and these people who have been very successful as a songwriter as well, they also know how to write a song with someone and collaborate on that, because somebody in the room might have something that you never would have thought of, that as soon as they say it, it makes the whole song make sense and the whole thing come together. And so that's kind of how it works. It might start with a melody, it might start with an idea, and it might just start with talking about what you've been up to lately for the first hour of the day. You know.
So maybe this is a stupid question, but I'm going
No.
to just assume that there are audience members who have the same question. So then you get together with 3 people to write a song, and some guy comes up with, or some woman comes up with this like that perfect hook or something that just makes the song go.
Yeah.
Okay. So who owns the song?
That's a good question. Actually, it's a great question, and it makes Nashville even cooler in that sense. So, in publishing, if you get, say, you and 2 other people in a room and you're writing a song, there's a kind of an unspoken rule that no matter how much or how little you contribute to that song that day, you'll split it down 3 ways. So it would be, 33% of the song.
Yeah.
And what's really cool about this, unlike, Los Angeles and different places where they fight for percentages of the song and different things, is in Nashville, it kind of, the whole community of songwriters knows that, like, some days you're going to be on it, and some days you might not be as on it, even though you contribute quite a bit. And so it kind of ends up equaling out and being a very fair way to do it. So when you get together with a couple of your buddies, you write the song, you all own a third of that song, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
it's a good fair way to do it.
And that's the way it goes, and that's understood.
That's understood.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 4 people, 25%.
That's right.
5 people, 20.
Come on.
6, 15%.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. Hey, I wonder if you might introduce us to these guys and talk a little bit about how in Nashville, with so many amazing players,
Sure.
how you scored these amazing players. And
By luck. I
so
always
talk
said
about that.
Yeah, if you surround yourself with great players, you can only sound but so bad. No, I've been very lucky to meet and play with a lot of great musicians out of Nashville, and one of them here on the pedal steel guitar is my buddy Sam Fields right here, and Sam's an excellent steel player. He's a great singer, plays guitar, he does all kinds of. He's just talented, and you can catch him out on the road most of the time with Tracy Lawrence out there playing
right.
pedal steel, and
All right.
he's just a great talent. And right here on the bass, this is Aaron Venziano
Aaron.
out from Norfolk, Virginia.
Oh, Norfolk.
Killer bass player, and proud to have him out touring with me for the last year or so. Just excellent. And back here on the drums is R.J. Thornton, and R.J.'s he's a Carolina boy. He's from not too terribly far from where I'm from there. North Carolina. Well, North Carolina, we can specify
I was just
that.
assuming.
Sure.
Right.
And once again, you can hear him. I mean, singing harmonies and playing drums.
Oh, yeah.
And just holding it down. He does a pretty mean version of Shania Twain that I was trying to talk him in.
Can we
Yeah,
can
but
we get him to do that?
yeah, I was trying to get him to do it earlier. He didn't do it. And this is Mr. Ben Kern over here on electric guitar, playing all these hot guitar licks and holding it down. And yeah, just a great group of guys who know how to get it done. So I'm very fortunate to have them with me and have them around, and drug them all over the place.
Yeah.
In an old E350 15-passenger van, didn't we? We've done it. Yeah, I sold that van, and I'll think about it forever, but it was good times for that.
And what are you driving now?
We're in a Sprinter right now. We're
Okay.
in a bigger Sprinter vehicle, van, but
You guys got some, and you guys got some endorsements, that kind of thing, that help you pay for your instruments or your vehicles? or anything
I
like
think that y'all have more endorsements than I do. I've been fishing for some, especially in the string department.
Yeah.
And shout out to Guitar Center here in Lexington, who brought me over some Elixir guitar strings before we started.
Oh, right.
That was a big help there, but I think y'all got some endorsements and stuff. I'm still hunting around for some. I don't know.
Looking for a little Debbie deal right now.
Are you? A little Debbie cake deal?
Really?
Oatmeal cream pie maybe, or yeah, it's the original. I like that idea a lot.
I like the little
Oh,
Debbie
boots,
Nutter.
yeah, I do
the
need some
Nutter
boot
bars
deals. That's
myself.
what I need.
That's my.
Is that your
snack.
go-to?
That's
Yeah.
my go-to on the road. Yeah. You guys, it's so much fun to have you here, and we're looking forward to some more music. Let's invite back Will Jones and band to play some more tunes. What do you got next?
Let's do a
what's up
song that
next?
we just released here not too long ago. It's a song called "Come On In," and if you look up on YouTube and everywhere, you'll see the music video of this, and you'll see my dear wife, who makes a cameo in that music video, hunting me down in a trailer park, and she was a real good sport about it. But this is a real fun song. It's a honky-tonk song called "Come On In."
All right.
Thank you. knocking on my screen door, and it feels like trouble on the wind. Well, I smell your perfume through the window. Well, I'm getting up and giving in again. Well, come on in, won't you make yourself at home? How you feeling? How'd you know I'd be alone? Come on in, baby, won't you stay a while? 'Cause it's been a while since I've seen you smile. Oh, come on in. Blue jeans showed up, looking like 100 kinds of bad. The last time ended in a train wreck. Let's get that train back on the track. Come on in, won't you make yourself at home? How you feeling? How'd you know I'd be alone? Come on in, baby, won't you stay a while? 'Cause it's been a while since I've seen you smile. And, oh, come on in. Well, baby, baby, baby. Well, baby, 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 come on in. Well, come on in. Won't you make yourself at home? How you feeling? How'd you know I'd be alone? Come on in, baby, won't you stay a while? 'Cause it's been a while since I've seen you smile. Yes, it's been a while since I've seen you smile. And, oh, come on in.
Thank y'all so much. Go check that song out and give it a spin if you want to. As we're doing some other songs that I just recently released in the last little bit, I want to do you a song called Lonesome Dove. That has become one of my favorite songs that I've been a part of. And when we sat down to write the song, we were thinking about the movie Lonesome Dove, the Western series Lonesome Dove, you know. And we thought, man, wouldn't it be cool to write a love song from the perspective of what Gus might say to Lori Darling if he was hanging out with her. Because as songwriters, you get to have that kind of fun, that kind of creative fun, you know. You get to just paint a scene and a picture and put yourself there. And so that's what we did. So here's a song called Lonesome Dove. I hope you like it.
Bar to back, nursing a glass of Tennessee fire, perched on a stool like a bird on a blue sky telephone wire. Prettiest thing that's ever broken a wing. ain't gotta be alone, lonesome dove. It just seems wrong. You've been sitting alone in the corner for long enough. So what would you think about a dance and a drink? I ain't asking you to fall in love, but maybe just for a song, you ain't gotta be lonesome dove. What would it hurt if this night took a turn for it's all said and done? Hey, what's there to lose? Well, you've already proved you don't need anyone. Well, you sure don't need me. But baby, if you don't wanna be, you ain't gotta be lonesome dove. It just seems wrong. You've been sitting alone in the corner for long enough. So what would you think about a dance and a drink? I ain't asking you to fall in love, but maybe just for a song, you ain't gotta be lonesome dove. You ain't gotta be lonesome dove. It just seems wrong. You've been sitting alone in the corner for long enough. So what would you think about a dance and a drink? I ain't asking you to fall in love, but maybe just for a song, you ain't gotta be lonesome dove. I just want you to know you ain't gotta be lonesome dove.
Well, thank you so much. I want to go back now and thought I might do a song. This was the first song that I ever turned in when I signed my first publishing deal, and the first song that I ever released as well. And it's a song called Sedona, so I thought I might do that for you.
I saw the last cowgirl ride out of Oklahoma, saddle up a Tahoe, steer the nose towards California. She's going where? Saw the sunset on the red rocks and figured that was far enough. Oh, I think that love is a Wild West desert gypsy. Yeah, I think love lives in a shiny sandstone city. When I see the sun passing over Oklahoma, it's off to see the girl I love, going where I wish I was, Sedona. I can almost hear the locals telling all their friends about the pretty drifter that just blew in on the wind. Big brown-eyed and barefoot, wearing beach made out of clay. The kind of girl that haunts you if you let her slip away. Oh, I think that love is a Wild West desert gypsy. Yeah, I think love lives in the shiny sandstone city. When I see the sun passing over Oklahoma, it's off to see the girl I love, going where I wish I was. Sedona, Wild West desert gypsy. Yeah, I think love lives in a shiny sandstone city. When I see the sun passing over Oklahoma, it's off to see the girl I love, going where I wish I was. It makes me wanna tag along just to see it sitting on Sedona. Sedona.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Do you want to redo that one?
Maybe. Yeah.
Want to?
Sure.
You sure can. Oh, there we go. Yeah, take care of that too.
Yeah.
I saw the last cowgirl ride out of Oklahoma, saddle up a Tahoe, steer the nose towards California. Cared more about the going than the where she ended up. Saw the sunset on the red rocks and figured that was far enough. Oh, I think that love is a Wild West desert gypsy. Yeah, I think love lives in the shiny sandstone city. When I see the sun passing over Oklahoma, it's off to see the girl I love, going where I wish I was. Sedona. Well, I can almost hear the locals telling all their friends about the pretty drifter that just blew in on the wind. Big brown-eyed and barefoot, wearing beach made out of clay. The kind of girl that haunts you if you let her slip away. Oh, I think that love is a Wild West desert gypsy. Yeah, I think love lives in the shiny sandstone city. When I see the sun passing over Oklahoma, it's off to see the girl I love, going where I wish I was. Sedona. Sedona. Oh, I think that love is a Wild West desert gypsy. Yeah, I think love lives in a shiny sandstone city. When I see just to see it sitting on Sedona. Sedona.
Thank you so much.
Wow,
Thank
beautiful
you.
tune.
Thank you.
Well, there are so many people to thank for our broadcast, but I'm going to first thank Will Jones, our guest on this program, and his band. What a great job. We want to thank all of you for listening to our webcast, watching us on social media, and those listening to us on our growing network of Red Barn stations and media worldwide. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn's premier radio partner, Central and Eastern Kentucky's radio news leader. You can listen online at weku.org. It's your chance to hear more great live music from Red Barn Radio and WEKU, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Those of you here in the Central Kentucky area, you got to be sure to check out Red Barn TV. What's that? Well, it's our weekly program of music, now on ABC 36 WTVQ. Red Barn Radio comes to you from our home, the Lex Arts Performance Hall here in the grand city of Lexington, Kentucky. Our website has updates and further information on our guests and our program. We're on the web at redbarnradio.com. Hey, and remember, check out that merch link. Buy some stuff. Hey, before we close out the program, let's bring back Will Jones and band for one more tune.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much for having us here. We really appreciate you, Brad. Thank y'all for listening to a bunch of new music that you've probably never heard before. Go check it out and give us a follow on all the socials at Will Jones Official. We'll find you there, and come see us down the road somewhere. Let's do you a brand new one called Storm Before the Calm.
I'm the storm before the calm. I'm the story that wrote the song. I'm the outlaw the good girls want. I'm the storm. You feel that wind that's blowing in down the canyons of your soul, lighting up the static on your AM radio. Hear those clouds rising above the mountains in your mind. Hear the thunder rolling, here comes the lightning strike. I'm the storm before the calm. I'm the story that wrote the song. I'm the outlaw the good girls want. I'm the storm. There's a field of red top clover growing, sun-kissed by the sun. At the end of the rainbow, where we let our love run. Like wild Mustangs headed off into the midnight. Don't be scared, I'll make you there now. Just hold on tight. I'm the storm before the calm. I'm the story that wrote the song. I'm the outlaw the good girls want. I'm the storm. Yes, I am. I'm the storm before the calm. I'm the story that wrote the song. I'm the outlaw the good girls want. I'm the storm before the calm. It's Red Barn Radio.
Thank you.
All right. Wow. Well, that's all for our show for this week, folks. Remember, you can see and hear Red Barn Radio worldwide as we stream live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. It's always great to hear from all of you who listen to Red Barn's radio archive performances on your favorite streaming platforms and our Red Barn Radio YouTube channel. Speaking of you, folks, please, before, during, or after you enjoy Red Barn Radio, take just a moment to engage with us. Your comments, your sharing, certainly your choice to subscribe with us. Keep us growing and continuing our mission to bring roots music Southern style to your neck of the woods beyond. And now we bid you good night. Let's stick together, let's appreciate each other, and let's join up again for another great evening of music and conversation on Red Barn Radio. I'm Bradford Becker. See you soon.